to hit it direct on. That could get the element of surprise. But with a necessary coming in, you can be rest assured that the Moroccans now are going to try to use the finishing touch of pullouts. Crosses, they're going to put in so much crosses in now.
Well, that's what you want. You want that aerial presence. Some of those grand-headed goals of his over the years against top teams like Spain and Portugal, even at the World Cup.
Yeah, it was his header that took out Belgium, so.
Deliberate in towards Jackson. Under pressure is Hakimi a little. Out face, opening up, and Baye is calling for the ball to come his way. Closed down by Mazraoui. A loose ball, pounced hit first time, but dragged wide of target. An opportunity gone for Senegal as Pape Gueye fails to hit the target.
Well, the pass to open play by Mane was really important here. Oh, he was already falling backwards.
Jackson overruns this slightly, pulls it back, and Baye with a chance here for Senegal. And Baye! Bono with arguably his best save of the tournament. Somehow reaches one that was destined for the top corner.
Well, that was great play from Baye.
But he is not in any way sentimental, it seems. Proudly representing Senegal and just inches away from giving Senegal a late lead in this game. Look at this. Back live, Morocco for a chance as Al-Zouli, tight angle, hits it wide. Under very, very solid pressure. Abdoulaye Seck driving him.
Both teams trying to win this now. They don't want to go to the extra time, and they want to try to knock it in, to nudge it. Not too far out.
Delivery would work, and it's in! Senegal with a goal! Sensational for a moment. The referee signals wait. Was there a push? Was there a shove? Seck with a header. It was eventually deflected in by, I think, Ismaila Sarr.
I think there was a push.
That is going to be called back and not allowed. The foul on Hakimi. And the referee calling it correctly, it seems. Senegal in disbelief. Opportunity to feed. Back post. Steered away by Diouf. Kept alive, though. Targhalin. Hakimi. Salahuddin wanted it. El Yamik finds Eleno. Magic, but that's a little too... He's made his decision. This could define history. Penalty! Robert roars! Mane. There are appeals for Sadio Mane to keep Senegal on the park, I suspect. And he's calling his players back. He's calling his teammates back.
Well, I will strongly advise caution here, because this is not going to help because of the Senegalese, and furthermore, the penalty has not been scored yet, so you don't know what could happen now.
Edouard Mendy is a great penalty shot stopper. He's a phenomenal goalkeeper. That's Sadio Mane, the man who's got 20 goal contributions across 29 starts at an Africa Cup of Nations, 11 goals, 9 assists, and a man who has started more Africa Cup of Nations games than any other. Pape Gueye is telling his players to get back onto the park.
No, Sadio Mane started. Sadio Mane asked the players to come back onto the pitch.
And that's leadership.
That's leadership, and not... Sometimes you don't necessarily have to wear the captain's band to be a leader, and that's what is shown here.
Credit, though, to Gana Gueye, to Ismaila Sarr, and to Abdoulaye Seck. They've remained on this park. They have not left.
Well, this is why Sadio Mane is loved worldwide, because of intelligence and the ability to stay calm. This is a man who's been through a lot of challenges in his playing career.
Well, he's a man that just continues to remind us of all the incredible things that you can do when you have success. Alhaji Diouf, a word to Sadio Mane. Alhaji Diouf, the first Senegalese player to win African Footballer of the Year.
Yeah.
Sadio Mane has since won it twice. But this is a man who continues to prove as well, and I think he's going to go and fetch his teammates from the change room.
Yeah, that is.
He continues to inspire, and he continues to remind us that value doesn't lie in titles, it doesn't lie in money, it doesn't lie in applause, it lies in the courage to rise from the humblest beginnings and carry as many people along with you on your way up.
I think Sadio Mane is a hero. He's an example that people should can imitate. Now, when you see a player like this go, like the teammates are coming back onto the pitch now, if the referee blows a penalty, the rule says you have to respect the decisions of the referee. Furthermore, the penalty has not been scored yet.
You can understand the frustration, but it is certainly not something you want to see. When we expected drama in a final, we did not expect this kind of drama. This is a chance for Africa to shine, and maybe a little gloss off the evening. Shaw will watch on.
They should stay calm now.
It looks like Edouard Mendy has been cautioned here for his little cynical bump on Anas Salahedin. So yellow card for Edouard Mendy. Well, and a yellow card for Salahedin as well. Now, I don't want to make a tongue-in-cheek comment here about potential extra time, but we've nearly seen 120 minutes go by. We're just into the 112th minute now.
Well, what the referee will just go back to, that's why you have the fourth referee there. They'll go back to the minutes that were left, the time that was left, before the game was stopped. And based on that, that's what it's going to do now.
Now, En-Nesyri and Brahim Diaz are having a conversation. En-Nesyri, with a chance to become the only Moroccan player to score in 5 Africa Cup of Nations tournaments, has handed the ball to the tournament's leading scorer, Brahim Diaz, who lines up. Brahim Diaz, who scored in 5 successive matches to start. Against Comoros, against Mali, against Zambia, against Tanzania, and against Cameroon in succession. Brahim Diaz, tournament's leading scorer with 5, up against Edouard Mendy, the focused man from Real Madrid, up against Al Ahly goalkeeper Edouard Mendy, a Champions League winner in Europe and in Asia, and a winner of AFCON in 2021 edition. Edouard Mendy is just signalling something to the referee, and Sadio Mane has come over to have a discussion. There seems to be something going on. Brahim Diaz remains focused as ever. Mendy backtracks. Brahim Diaz replaces the ball. And now, perhaps, the final to get underway again. Brahim Diaz to give Morocco the lead. Chips up Panenka down the middle, and humiliatingly, Mendy saves it. Stays on his line, the opportunity gone, and maybe now we are going to go to extra time. Robert roars and erupts, but for a very different reason than the one they considered they might.
Now this is, how do you explain this? At such a moment, this is not a time to try to play Panenka.
He looks crestfallen. Brahim Diaz, who's proven nothing but heroic throughout this tournament and throughout qualifying. He's missed the magic moment when it counted most to produce a potential winner. With that,
I must confess that I am totally shocked because at such a moment to play a Panenka is something that you hardly ever see.
so goalless after 90, we will have extra time in this final.
Now this complicates issues totally now because one side now is going to feel as if they just got some poetic justice, whereas the other side will feel that, okay, they've been let down by their best player. But then we can all miss penalties anyway.
Everybody can miss a penalty.
There's still a lot to play for. We got potentially 30 more minutes of football final to play.
Look at this moment again.
End of the match with a draw, and we go to extra time. نهاية المباراة الوقت الأصلي منها بالتعادل ونذهب مباشرة إلى الأشواط الإضافية.
Well, they say geniuses have a different way of thinking than we do.
9 out of 10 times, though, goalkeeper dives, that goes in.
Exactly.
And he's the hero. But not to be. Edouard Mendy stands his ground. Rain starts to fall. Oh no, oh no. More drama.
Now, let's not forget that Edouard Mendy already has a yellow card now.
The coin toss for the extra time period. 15 minutes either way.
Let's go. 15 more minutes of football. May the better side win it.
Well, Ibrahim Mbaye, a star in the making, looking for a magical moment to define his legacy while still a teenager. Brahim Diaz, so often the hero for Morocco, maybe villain tonight, misses a penalty with virtually the last kick of the 90. Extra time is upon us. The atmosphere here is no longer electric, it is tense. The second half is done. We're into extra time now, and it remains goalless in this final. Morocco, having been awarded a penalty, but failing to convert as Al-Zouli's down. Referee eventually signals free kick. Lofted ball over the top that Mendy should deal with, allows it to bounce, and brings it under control without much fuss. Edouard Mendy. Well, he won AFCON in 2021 with Senegal, where he was standout. He won the UEFA Champions League with Chelsea. He won the Asian Champions League with Al Ahly, claiming their first ever continental crown just last year, where in fact he beat Yassine Bounou and his Al Hilal side in the semi-finals.
Well, Mendy is one of the best goalkeepers ever to come out of Africa. But then again, more football for us.
Look at the positives, Sunday Olise.
That's what I'm trying to do, bro. more football for us, and hopefully now we'll get a winner that nobody will have to, a disputed champion. Undisputed champion, sorry.
Oh, how wonderful will that be? The referee's whistle sounds again. Free kick to Senegal. Just running through Abdoulaye Seck, the birthday boy, Salah Eddin. There's a danger man twice. Sheriff Njai has managed to score off the bench in this tournament in 3-0 wins over Botswana and Benin. Looking to make it 3 off the bench for Senegal this tournament. Niakhaté back to Sarr.
Now, talking about football, I've been really impressed with Sarr. The way he's been able to manage this game today, it's unbelievable.
Offside flag raised against Njai, returning from an offside position. Well, Morocco still believe that they can claim this title, but it's a little more muted now in the Complexe Sportif Prince Moulay Abdellah. That missed penalty has changed the complexion of this tie. Brahim Diaz needs to lift himself, as he's so often done. There is still time, there's still opportunity. Mbaye wins it back from Targhalin. El Ainoui out wide. Hakimi, the captain, has it now.
Well, like we said on the onset, it's all about psychology. How strong you are mentally. This is it now.
And here's a man who's got all the mental strength in the world. Maybe lost a yard or two of pace, Sadio Mane, but he inspires an attack. Senegal thrust forward. Pape Gueye! Sensational! Stellar! Supreme Senegal! Maybe in extra time they've reduced the moment. And it's Pape Gueye with his 3rd of the tournament. Senegal score their first ever goal in an African Cup of Nations final. And it is utterly outstanding. Mane-inspired build-up. Pape Gueye finishes with aplomb, and Senegal lead as the Lions of Teranga roar loudest in Rabat.
What a strike. Look at this. The steal by Sadio Mane. This is a total complete counter-attack. And the way he strikes it, he was even falling out of balance when he struck the ball, but still able to keep the balance, to keep the ball low, which is difficult to do in that position.
That is the first goal that Morocco have conceded from open play since March last year against Niger. They are now in danger of losing the title on home soil to a Senegal side that claimed the Chan title against North African opponents on home soil just a couple of years ago. Cho was coach of that Senegal side then, and he's looking to inspire Senegal to a 2nd title here on their 2nd crown in 3 editions. Diouf goes down under the challenge of En-Nesyri, and Morocco are about to make a double change.
Yeah, Diouf has had a great game today.
No wasting time here from Walid Regragui. He's going the way of Ilyas Akhomash, a very talented attacker, and indeed Hamza Igamin. And that will need to wait. Mendy gets play back underway. Well, the emotional roller coaster that has been this final is not yet done. Morocco look to fight back. They trail for the first time in this tournament. Niakhaté back to Mendy. Targhalin. El Ainoui. There's El Yamik.
Well, they have no choice now. The Moroccans now have to go all.
Chance, maybe Brahim Diaz! Straight at Mendy, plucks it out of the air brilliantly. And another opportunity, and once again denied by Senegal's number 16.
Well played. The way he was able, nimble-footed enough to eliminate the opponent, but he couldn't keep it low and away from the goalkeeper.
There are thousands of flags in this venue, but I can tell you, they're all we're seeing outside the field of play are the Senegalese flags waving. They have stunned this crowd. Brahim Diaz.
That's it, and it's kind of like the shot was not hard enough anyway. There was not.
The tournament's leading scorer makes way. It's not been his night. Ahomash makes his way on. And the other change is going to see Mazraoui make way for Igamin. Igamin, a forward. Mazraoui, a defender. Ahomash, a forward as well. Usually a winger. Makes his way on for Brahim Diaz.
I think the Moroccans are going to go into a two-man attack now. 2 strikers, 4 midfielders and 4 defenders.
Mendy. Forward by Aguerd, under pressure from Jai. El Yamik with the recovery as Mbai was making a telling run. Ghana K can't get there as Azazuli flicked it in, and Ismail Assar looks to hoof it to the far side where Hakimi will bring it under control.
Well, should this end like this? Sadio.
Another opportunity here potentially for Senegal, who turn it over. Sadio Mane. Cut back is over the head of Bunu, but no harm done. Ghana Gay applying a little pressure here, but Salahuddin turns around and flicks it forward, and Bai can't control. Maybe an escape in transition for Morocco. Targhalin wanted it. Ahomash not seeing that play. Ezalzouli was open as well. Opted to go back. Now Targhalin has it.
Mentally, the Moroccans are struggling now. They really have to get their act together.
Hakimi. Ahomash. Diouf for the interception. Papgay with the clearance. Morocco come back. Elanoui. Salahuddin. Swept to safety eventually. Took a while, but Diouf played the ball out of play. There's still 20 minutes of extra time remaining. That's plenty of football in which to decide the outcome of this fixture. Down by Ezalzouli, and Mendy immediately reacts. Contact from En-Nesyri. Tried to run through.
Oh, I don't really see any touch. No, for me, there's nothing there.
Some contact, but again, nothing untoward.
Yeah.
Mendy, though, happy to smother the ball.
If there was any, it was without malice.
Sadio Mane, inspiring a nation again.
I was about to say, should this end like this, Sadio Mane is going to go into the record books as the greatest Senegalese player.
Oh, yes. I mean, he's right up there with the very, very greatest African footballers, undoubtedly. Man who can produce even more. Looking to get involved. Hakimi comes across. Good cover defence from the Paris Saint-Germain man. A little flick on here. Niakhaté is caught alone. Sweeps it back to Mendy, and again he's down. This time the contact looked heavier. Is it Hamza Igamin who's come through him? Hamza Igamin, who spent the bulk of this tournament injured. Looks like he's just charged through. Caught Mendy.
Oh, there was contact. Oof. Mendy's left foot. You can see it there. That was a strike. That notwithstanding, without malice. Doesn't look like an intentional hitting the goalkeeper, trying to hurt him there.
So Hamza Igamin, down he remains. And on a cold, wet night, the temperature is around 6 degrees Celsius and it's raining. It's not ideal. Here's a look back at the moment of magic that may very well prove momentous.
You can see he got a jolt from behind, but that notwithstanding, he kept his balance. Now look at it now. It's difficult to score when you're falling like this, but he was still able to keep his balance enough to keep the ball low. Well struck. Papagay has been an exceptional player in this tournament.
Well, Papagay was there when they needed him most, when they were down against Sudan.
Exactly.
They might have felt down after having a goal disallowed and then having a penalty awarded to their opponents that man missed, Brahim Diaz, and he knows it. He will bear that responsibility, but that doesn't mean he is not world class. He's proved that again and again.
Far from it, far from it.
It's just part of a story. One of my old coaches used to say, you win or you learn. This is not the kind of lesson you want, though. There's still an opportunity to get this match decided. Hamza Igamen remains off the pitch, by the way. So Morocco are playing with 10 players for the time being.
And that's why they are holding on to the ball, because they don't want to go into defensive mode with one man less.
Tarhalin into Ezalzouli. Here's Salahedin. Ezalzouli sprinting away from Sek. Looks for a delivery. It's decent, and the header is just wide. Agonizingly so for En-Nesyri. He's done it so many times before.
Everything here was well done, except for the finishing. The cross. Just unlucky there. Yeah, he took it early. It was unlucky.
Here's Igamen. Being helped to his feet. We're coming up towards half-time and extra time. El Ainoui sprinting away from Ghana Gay. Referee said nothing wrong. Ismail Assar.
Great recovery by Ghana Gay there.
Mbaye gets away from two. Mbaye still going. Mbaye for Senegal, for glory. And for a moment, I think everybody believed, but Hakimi denies him. Jai puts in the successful tackle. Morocco with the throw. Salahedin. 1 minute of additional time as we hit 105.
If the Moroccans want to win this, they have to do more. They have to do more.
El Yamik over the top, and Mendy brings this under control.
They're going to have to do more. They're going to have to be more aggressive. They're going to have to take more risks now.
Not the chance a moment ago. Hakimi coming across from the right-back position to block Mbaye's effort after he had got away from two Moroccan defenders. The rain heavier now. The Moroccan hearts heavier now as time ticks away. Ahomash fumes. But the call is a throw-in. Seconds remaining. El Ainoui. Morocco looking for inspiration. They might have found it here. Hakimi, delivery, it's a little too strong. And again, the window of opportunity shuts quickly. And the referee thinking about the whistle in his mouth potentially, because he pops it in now and signals half-time in extra time. 15 minutes to play.
Oh, that's some great footwork from Sadio Mane there.
I want to ask you so many questions, but I mean, just the final few minutes of the 90, and then Papagay turning it around with that sensational, scintillating, stirring strike to give Senegal the lead. I mean, What did you make of that emotional roller coaster we were put through?
Well, you must look at the context of the game itself before that goal, prior to that goal. The Senegalese were felt that they were undone, that the penalty was unjust. So they had this aggressiveness in them. And you could see that that was the fight, the purpose, because normally you should miskick this ball because it was falling backwards. Was able to keep his balance, resilient and strong enough to finish it. But where the Moroccans erred here was that after the delay that before they struck the penalty worked in the advantage of the Senegalese, because that gave so much time for the man who had to strike the penalty with all the stress and everything. And that's what we saw when he missed the penalty. Having said that, the Moroccans now, this is where they have to show maturity. This is where the team itself has to show that they are good enough. You have to forget what has passed now. You have 15 minutes to win this trophy. You've put in so much work in it. This is time to win it. But then again, Senegal, like we said earlier, this is a team that till now, every time they've been forced to play their best, they have done it. And that's what we're seeing now.
Senegal are a championship team. They are on the brink of becoming the first team to ever win 4 knockout matches at an Africa Cup of Nations in the single edition. And feel for En-Nesyri as well. He had the ball in his hands after the penalty was called, and he might very well have taken it. He's one of the dedicated set-piece takers, and he's a man that we know can score and has done so many times before. But he walked over to Brahim Diaz, handed him the ball.
Well, he struck the last one against Nigeria to eliminate Nigeria. So that means that if they gave him the honors to shoot the last one, he's probably the best penalty taker of the Moroccan team.
And Nesyri with that quality penalty that sent Morocco through at the expense of Nigeria in the shootout in the semi-finals. Change for Senegal. Diouf is off and Ismail Jacobs is on. And Ismail Jacobs, I mean, the quality in depth of both these squads has been outstanding.
Unbelievable. That's what you get when your youth system is well made out.
Ismail Jacobs is no slouch. He's now at Galatasaray, but he came through the German youth system, so he's very technical. Former German international at youth level. Here's Hakimi. Around the outside, Achomash getting away from Niakate for a moment, but he recovers well and then miscued. Out for the corner, says the assistant referee. And the Senegalese players quite literally fall over in disbelief.
This is becoming a little bit, they can't contest every decision now by the referee now. They have to concentrate on their own game instead of criticizing every referee's decision.
From the corner, flicked away, still alive. Their shot is deflected away, I think. Is it? No. Goal kick it'll be.
That was shot more out of desperation. Yeah. It was almost impossible to put strength behind that ball.
Jawad El Yamik, who nearly scored against France at the World Cup a few years ago, 2022. When he hit the woodwork in the semi-final, in the eventual 2-0 loss. El Kabi watching on. Morocco not quite crestfallen yet. Suddenly there's a surge from the crowd, calls of encouragement, support looking to stir this Moroccan side to a comeback. El Yamik, Hakimi, space opening up here, Achomash, but Ghana Gay read it perfectly. And the veteran midfielder puts in the critical touch. It might be out for the corner, but importantly denied Morocco the chance to feed into that danger area. From the corner though, Achomash stands ready to take. Delivery, header, and woodworking away, still alive though. Scrambled to safety, pinball now, El Ainoui straight into his teammate, Another chance, and again deflected away. And Mbai threatens to go on the transition ball. The counter is on. Aguerd and El Ainoui combined to cut it out. And that'll be a free kick to Morocco. But did Mendy get a touch on that before it hit the crossbar?
It looks like it.
We'll see
when we
have a break in play that allows us to review the moment. Advantage played by the referee. Hakimi down, Ahmash feeds, and Mendy comes out, commanding his area.
Oh, it looks like he got a hand.
Is it straight on?
Looks like he got a. No, it was straight on.
No,
straight on.
In the city, Jacobs away. There's El Ainoui. Down he goes under the challenge of Papgay.
This game is not over.
Maybe. Hakimi. Niakhaté getting away. Free kick Morocco in a danger area. Senegal a little on the back foot now, but importantly they have the lead.
That's understandable. You don't go full blazing attack when you're one goal up, just some few minutes to the end of the game.
Senegal, though, in this squad have 10 members of the victorious AFCON 2021 squad. Mendy among them, looking to become a multiple champion here tonight. Koulibaly in the stands with Diarra suspended. Habib Diallo, Kanagay, Papgay, Pape Matar Sarr, Ismaila Sarr among those. Ahmash straight at Mendy.
That was a direct ball at goalkeeper.
A lot of set pieces seem to have been overhit tonight.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, the psychological part of the game. This is totally unlike what we've seen the whole tournament from Morocco.
And this is unlike what we've seen from the fans as well. Some have vacated their seats now. Delivery through, great chance! And Bunu saves, and then swept wide by a man who scored twice off the bench already in this tournament. Bunu with a fantastic save, and then Diaye, as the ball spilled free, couldn't put it home.
This is unbelievable world-class goalkeeping. Twice to deter the man, to deny the opposition from scoring.
Well, if that doesn't rouse you as the outfielders in front of the goalkeeper, I don't know what will. Papgay takes the hit, free kick Senegal. Morocco remain alive, but they trail by one.
Papgay has been exceptional in this game.
And a yellow card for that as well.
Extremely important player for Senegal, Papgay.
There's confirmation of the caution. Papgay, yeah, aside from his goal, has so many other influential attributes and moments in the game.
Oh, but look at this. Look at this.
Oh,
great goalkeeping.
Quality.
He
got another touch on that helped steer that wide. Diaye was looking to play it onto it, and he flicked it just enough. Look at that, to perhaps put it onto the heel of Ndiaye's boot instead of where he hoped to hit it.
If had he stayed down, that would have been just simple tackling by Diaye.
So a yellow card to Nesiri in this last passage of play. And Pate Cis, as he so often does, is set to come on off the bench. But he's been asked to go and sit back down for a moment by fourth official Abongile Tom. The Senegalese bench looked to have changed their mind for a moment. Senegal over this set piece. Mane flicked in, nodded away by Aguerd. Ghanagay protects, Senegal keep it alive, and Mamadou Sarr had a chance to strike it potentially. Aguerd works it away, and down goes Salahidin. Free kick Morocco.
Yellow card.
And another yellow card coming. This time Mamadou Sarr. Morocco in Nesiri takes it deep. El Ainoui wanted it. It's come the way of Targhalin. El Ainoui has it now. Can strike them fearsomely from range, but still doesn't have an international goal for Morocco. How timely one would be right now. is Al-Zouli. Back to Targhalin. Away. Mane gets a toe on this one, goes down. Free kick Senegal, and Hakimi protests.
That was a clear. I wonder what he's protesting for there. That was a clear obstruction. Total obstruction.
Two of Africa's great players.
Well, I think so far we've seen players give their all and all from both sides. But what's made the difference is the team that has used the opportunity that they've had.
I asked near the start of this broadcast, where would a goal come from against the Moroccan side that just doesn't concede? And maybe, just maybe, the fire that was built up inside of him through that period for about 6 minutes, just before the 90 until just after extra time started, was enough to somehow create that moment that will live long in the Senegalese memory if it proves to be the decisive one in this final. Again, powerfully struck. Bono again makes the save. Out for the corner.
And once again, Bono is there. What will they do without this man?
And once again, Isgay unleashing with tremendous venom.
Fortunately for Bono also, this was central this time. Very impressive player, probably.
Mane inside the area, deflected, out for the corner again.
This man is at 33 years old, is still pulling the strings, leading the team mentally, verbally, and most importantly, by what he's doing.
He will play in the next World Cup. 6 odd months away now. Actually closer to 5. June it starts.
Yep.
Jacobs delivers deep. Aguerd not under pressure, but the thrashing effort from Ghanagay is pulled just wide of Bono's upright.
Well struck.
Bono will not keep a clean sheet tonight, despite some massive heroics. Referee looks at his assistant referee, who signals throw-in. Senegal felt they were away and that the ball had stayed in play.
I think this is the moment where the Moroccans have to throw caution to the wind and now just go full attack. Otherwise, this game will slip off your fingers.
Ball in towards Mendy, who tucks it up nicely. Abdoulaye Seck takes a tumble under pressure from Al-Zouli, but he does not mind. He's back on his feet, and Mendy looks to thump it downfield. Another feather in the crown for Edouard Mendy, a man who literally a dozen years ago was standing in queues to receive unemployment benefits, and now he's playing in the biggest final in African football again, and on the verge of helping Senegal to a second title in 3 finals across 4 editions. Out wide, Salahidin charging forward now on his birthday, finding Ahumash. He can hit them with some power as well. Salahuddin pulls it back. Aguerd El Yamik likes to get forward but stays back now. Out wide to Hakimi, who's on the overlap. Delivery in behind all his players, but it'll be kept in by Salahuddin. Delivery will not come as Mbai charges him down. 2 minutes to go to 120. Pulled back, El Yamik. Bono, a long way out of his 18-yard area. Targhalin on the halfway line.
Well, the Moroccans have been. This is not the best we've seen of Moroccans in this tournament so far.
Maybe a chance to get away. Papke, he's pulled off the ball. That should be a free kick, I thought. Play on. A little stab through from Jacobs. Bono will get there. There's Ozuli. Stabbed away by Sek. We're into the 120th minute now. Senegal have mere minutes to wait, maybe some additional time to come. Delivery in, snatched by Mendy, and he'll take his time. And maybe with that time, let's just take a look at this moment.
Well, there was really not much danger in that.
Free kick Morocco, Jai protests. Seconds to go till the 120. Maybe some added time to come. Morocco try to rush this now. Yassin Bono sprints up to take this free kick, sends it a long way up. And Nesri wanted it. Ismail Assar gets there. The referee is happy to signal free kick to Senegal. They will take their time on this unforgettable night in Rabat. We hit 120 minutes and 3 minutes of additional time will be played.
You kind of get a feeling that this is a missed opportunity by Morocco here to this moment. From the beginning of the game, we felt there was something missing from what they had shown us in the past.
About Mendy over this, you were saying?
Yeah, but the Senegalese, from the first minute, you saw intent from them that they really wanted to take their chances. They believed in that they could do it.
Jai, Sherif Jai, throw in Senegal, far side. They're down near the corner flag. 2 minutes of additional time remain in this final. And it's a night where one of these sides will wear a crown. They will be kings of Africa. Senegal looking for a second crown, so too Morocco. But Senegal in the ascendancy, in the final third, and in the lead. They're right where they want to be.
And there's nothing better than this. 2 minutes to go, you're leading by 1-0, and then you're in the final third of the opposition. It's
Nothing better? How about the final whistle?
Oh, that's... ooh, you got me there.
50-50.
You got me there. Okay. No, it's not even 50-50. That's 100 to 0.
Throw it again. Mane feels it. Senegal believe it. It was meant to be madness in Morocco, but it's going to be fury in Rabat.
Yeah.
Senegal have done what only a handful believed they could do, and that is storm the fortress. They have been unflinching, unafraid, utterly uncompromising.
Well,
and they are moments away from legacy, not just glory.
Like I said earlier at the beginning of this of this final. Very few hosts have won this title. In fact, nobody has won it since 2006 except for Cote d'Ivoire.
And that was just a fairy tale story in itself. Nobody could have scripted.
No, not at all. Not even
Nobody, not even Cote d'Ivoire's most fervent believers. Final moments now, surely. The battle continues. Morocco will have one final chance to take the free kick. Bunu wants to take it, steal a few yards as well. The final whistle, and Senegal seal the sensational success. Sadio Mane becomes only the third player ever to win multiple AFCON titles, to go along with multiple CAF African Men's Player of the Year awards. He's in a league of his own with Roger Milla and Samuel Eto'o. Senegal succeed again, sensationally. Pedigree has prevailed over passion in Rabat.
Well, the Moroccans had the opportunity to win this game, and they played with it. That's where I say it. So, and the Senegalese really, this was not a victory stolen. They really played well, and they deserved to win it.
Heartbreak for Hakimi. The agony and the ecstasy at its very sharpest here in Morocco. For Senegal, it is ecstasy. It is absolute anguish for Morocco. Players fall to the ground. But the Senegalese stars look to the heavens where the rain falls heavily, where they thank more than just their lucky stars. It's been a steady, steely, stirring campaign, and it's led them to another glorious title, 2 in 3. Hakimi stands as an ambassador for Moroccan football. But this has been a standout display from Senegal. They've won 6 of their 7 matches. They've won their second title. And Mendy is among those who stands as a hero tonight as well. Nayef Aguerd is being consoled by his teammates and by his opponents. Final score in Rabat. Senegal have beaten Morocco to become champions for a second time. Pape Gué's goal in extra time deciding it. What does this moment feel like for a player?
Oh, you can't imagine. You feel like you're on top of the world when you win this. You're African champions. You're the king of Africa. You're a hero back home to your people. This is, the AFCON is a friendly warfare among brothers, among family members. And this is, when you win it, you really are you're a king of Africa.
Achraf Hakimi can't control it. He's consoled by Mendy. There is a great respect between the players. Hakimi is a leader, and he's proved it again. Driven by destiny, defined by discipline. Sadio Mane leaves the AFCON stage with another title, a multiple winner, and a glorious ambassador for football worldwide, shining on the African stage again.
Well, finally, I think he might just be right. This might be the time to say goodbye. you want to leave on
you want to leave on top.
Because the next AFCON is going to be 35 years old. So
there is hurt and despair and dejection and anguish. It's beyond dismay. It's beyond gloom. These players from Morocco are utterly grief-stricken. And you have to spare a thought for the team that did not win today. But you cannot ignore the remarkable turnaround for the team that did.
Well, I think both teams have positives to take away from this competition. The Moroccans can be very proud of the way they organized the competition. They can be very proud of the way they played. They set some records along the way. And look, you are looking at the future of football here, of African football here, between both sides. These are the both sides that have got the best youth programs in the whole continent. And you can see 20-year-old players playing their first games at the AFCON in the final and winning it. How could you? If I had told you that yesterday, you would have said no, it's not possible.
Okay, I'm gonna go through Ibrahim Mbaye's list of achievements already. Remember, he's 17.
Let's go.
He's 17. He's won the Ligue 1 title. He's won Coupe de France.
2,
FIFA Intercontinental Cup.
3,
UEFA Champions League.
4,
UEFA Super Cup.
5,
Africa Cup of Nations.
6.
It's not bad for a teenager.
No, I think there's one.
Where do you go from now?
There's one I think you've not counted. The youngest player to win the AFCON final.
Oh, remarkable. 17.
While playing. Huh? Whilst playing. So
Ibrahim Mbaye is the star for the future, but the man who produced the decisive moment, the momentous moment in this final, is Pape Gueye. And that left boot proving telling again.
Well, one thing that struck me when I saw him play even in the group stages, Pape Gueye, was that even when Morocco, the Senegalese were goal down, he always played with so much confidence, as if he felt like, okay, we're gonna you scored, but we're gonna equalize, we're gonna win anyway. And it's always turned out like that. Like I've said all through, this is the team in this competition that always it was as if they seemed not to know how good they were. They had and who's player of the game? Player of the match? Man of the match?
Well, the decisive moment was not the missed penalty. It was this stellar effort from this man, Pape Gueye.
Exceptional player. Well, what he has said here is that they knew it's going to be difficult. They knew they had a very solid team in front of them, but at the same time also they played with heart. They played with so much passion and hunger. They wanted to win it, and they were very happy that they were able to win it.
Gana Gueye, the most capped Senegalese footballer of all time, wore the captain's armband in this final. The smiles from Senegal, they were furious. They were in the change room, some of the players, at one stage when we thought this may even be a walkout and a walk-off. Instead, they've risen up and they have produced magic. Sadio Mane going past Kolo Touré's record for the most AFCON starts. Sadio Mane creating further legacy in history. And now, Ismail Jacobs can celebrate for a first time as a champion. But Edouard Mendy, Kalidou Koulibaly, Habib Diallo, Gana Gueye, Pape Gueye, Pape Matar Sarr, Ismaïla Sarr, Boulaye Dia, Abdoulaye Seck and Sadio Mane are multiple Africa Cup of Nations champions, and that is something to be incredibly proud of.
Yeah, but to top it off, look at what Sadio Mane has done, not only for club side, but also for his country. That's what makes the difference. Now, in Africa, when you win national titles like this, he's not the only one who's won it. The family get to enjoy it. The close friends get to enjoy it. the entourage, in fact, the village people get to enjoy it. The city people get to. So, like, everybody you know can now go with bragging rights. And that's the tradition, that's the culture we get. That's why when you have to win this, you have to win it for the country, for yourself, and for other people.
And that's what Morocco believed they could do. They have gotten so close to so many titles on a number of occasions at youth level and the women's game, in the men's game, at the World Cup semi-finalists, pushing France all the way in the semi-finals. And now in the Africa Cup of Nations for their first final since 2004. They come up one result short of claiming a first continental crown in 50 years.
Well, which one do you want to hear first? Well, the Moroccan manager, the coach, just said that he feels that they gave it all. Unfortunately, there was the incident that happened with the fans prior to the penalty. They got a chance to win it, and they missed it, but that's football. But he says that the Morocco is going to come back stronger, and they're going to keep continuing working like they did. Ghana Gay from the underside said, we have to thank God for what he's done. That this victory is not only for them, it's also for their colleagues that have been the ones that fell ill, the injured ones, and that he was. Then they asked him about the penalty, the fighting and the noise and all the noise from the fans and the scuffles that went on when the penalty was blown, and he said was given, and he said that they were unhappy because they scored a goal. And the referee did not even take time to go to do a VAR check and blew exactly against it. Well, that's it. You just repeated it.
More from Ghana Gay with the trophy is broken. It's gone. The dream has dissolved for Morocco. It seemed like destiny, but it is utterly disappeared. One strike with a left boot of Pape Gueye, and Senegal, the storied Senegal, have become a golden generation that has produced a dynasty. West Africa have just won their 12th AFCON crown. They now lead North Africa, who have 11.
Well,
You've contributed to that West African count.
yeah, the battle of the regions. Well, that notwithstanding, I think this is victory for Africa because it's been an exceptional tournament. We've had high quality football, high quality infrastructure, high quality fan followership, even though it's been great. The coverage, the TV coverage has been exceptional. And I must say, your commentary has been exceptional too. So
I, I wanted to mention that as well. Sadio Mane chatting to fourth official Abugile Tom,
yeah.
Sharing a moment. And Sadio Mane also taking the time to go to all the Moroccan players at one stage or another to thank them, and he's over to the match officials now. He was part of the reason that Senegal stayed on the park, I suspect. But to go back to where I was going was, before we sign off from what has been a genuinely unbelievable night, and after a tremendous month-long tournament, I want to give you a heartfelt salute, Sunday Ulisse. It's your football mind is still as sharp as that boot of yours when you were striking World Cup winning goals against Spain, it seems. But match after match, your analysis has been, it's been accurate. You read the game so incredibly well, and your understanding of African football has helped not just me, but indeed millions around the world gain greater insights into what it takes to be elite and to succeed at this level. It's been a privilege to commentate with you and to listen to your insights, to your analysis, and to have my understanding uplifted. So thank you.
Thank you very much, because if I was able to share my insights, a lot has to do with you also. Because your prompts have been really great, and I've really enjoyed working with you, and I've had a blast, really. And normally in the past, I used to avoid being part of CAF events and all that, but I must say, I've had a great time.
Have we turned you into a little bit of a fan now? Are you going to come back?
No, I've always been a fan, but it's just like participating.
A fan of working,
yeah, participating of working it, because I've been doing a lot for FIFA in the past, for the past 13 years. So it's really, I've had a great time, really. And when I see the preparations, this is what people at home don't see. When I see the preparations that you also put in before the games, and that's why I say it's been so fun, because I like to read, but I see you're also somebody who likes to make you do your homework. So
thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Well, there are some successes that Senegal will not forget, and this is one of them. It'll never quite be the same as their first victory in Cameroon in the 2021 edition, which was played in 2022. But this is the victory that gives them legacy, that gives them immortality, and puts them amongst Africa's elite without question. It's time for the official presentations. We are going to see some awards dished out.
I still think Diaz is in line for player of the tournament. What do you think?
I think it's going to go the way of a certain Sadio from Senegal.
Sadio Mane, yeah.
That's it. Brahim Diaz will win top goal scorer. But I think Sadio's driving leadership and spirit has seen Senegal to success here, and that's going to be celebrated. CAF anthem sounds, the presenters make their way to the podiums and pedestals where the prizes will be dished out.
Now let me share this experience with you. This is the finest moment of a footballer's life you're about to live. The moment when you have to walk to pick up the trophy. Believe me, you have something in you that burns. It's like a child that's getting, I don't know, like a toy you've been waiting for like for a whole year since January, and it's Christmas. You're like, oh God, oh God. Nothing beats it.
So what we have is the presentation party lined up. We've got Senegal and Morocco, and the match officials all waiting. Individual awards will be presented, team awards, and then we will have the trophy presentation itself. The FIFA president, Gianni Infantino, watching on. It could very well be 10 African teams at this next World Cup, because DRC are into the intercontinental playoffs. Not the same draw that Senegal is going to face. Senegal will face the intercontinental playoff pathway 2 winners, which is either Iraq, Bolivia or Suriname. But Fawzi Lekja, president of the Royal Moroccan Football Federation, has the flag of the Confederation of African Football, and he's alongside the CAF president, Dr. Patrice Motsepe. We are celebrating Africa. And this is a historic handover to co-hosts of the next edition.
This is beautiful. This is beautiful.
From Kenya, Tanzania and Uganda. From Morocco to East Africa, Hussein Mohammed among those, president of the Kenyan Football Federation, the FKF, is among those waving the Confederation of African flag so very proudly, because East Africa, who have taken so many strides at grassroots tournament level and produced some heroics here. Among the highlights, undoubtedly, of things we saw at this AFCON was Tanzania producing a place in the knockout stages, and how meaningful, considering that they will co-host this next tournament. We also saw some historic wins for Benin and Mozambique. We saw some momentous moments for Mozambique as well in making the knockout stages, eventually out to Nigeria. But the highest number of goals ever scored at 121. Oh, there's a player. Mamadou Niang. He and Fousseni Diawara were having a chat with you just before the start of the game.
Yeah.
Two greats.
Such a top player. I never forgot. It's not possible to forget what he did in France when he played in France. Unbelievable.
So it'll be a long walk for Morocco. There is still drizzle that falls on this stadium and on the players.
Now I can tell you, when you're a runner-up and it's in your home turf, that hurts. That hurts, believe me. It's difficult to keep back the tears if you know you've invested so much for your fatherland on home turf.
Hakimi is being consoled.
Yeah.
Morocco win the Fair Play Award, and this will be precious little consolation for a Moroccan side that dreamed of claiming the trophy. Morocco with the Fair Play trophy. It's the captain, Achraf Hakimi, who collects it. Devastating loss in this Africa Cup of Nations final. The goalkeeper of the tournament, well, there were a few who stood out, but Yassine Bounou is the goalkeeper of the tournament. He was outstanding again. He is warmly embraced by Kalidou Koulibaly. They play in Saudi Arabia together, and Edouard Mendy as well, also in Saudi Arabia. Congratulating Yassine Bounou. And again, this might feel like a consolation rather than the main prize he came to claim. But he remains one of Africa's greatest ever in between the sticks.
You know, my friend, when they say goalkeeper wins games for you or points for you, they're talking of goalkeepers like Bono.
Yeah, I mean, 917 minutes he went without conceding a goal in international football until Sinayoko sent one beyond him.
Penalty.
A penalty, exactly. Fawzi Lekja with a few more words for the 34-year-old. One of the great Moroccan players, elite shot stopper with big game mentality, is the goalkeeper of the tournament. He was exceptional in one-on-ones, rarely flustered. A man who could produce the moments that define history. Couldn't quite get it over the line here. Brahim Diaz, it'll be precious little consolation for him, claiming the top goal scorer prize, but he is thoroughly deserving. He lit the tournament up with 5 goals in 5 successive matches. The first ever Moroccan player to not only score 4, but to score 5 in a single edition of the Africa Cup of Nations. Top goal scorer in qualifying, top goal scorer in the finals. It's been a remarkable campaign for Brahim Diaz, but he missed the penalty. But that won't define him, will it?
No, it will not at all. But let's not forget that had this guy not been here, I don't know if the journey would have been this smooth for Morocco, because he did help them out when they had difficulties. So well deserved, top player.
It's not because he is disappointed those around him. He'll feel disappointed because he knows he could have done better, and that is sometimes tough to live with.
Well, what makes you a genius is that you don't think like others. So if you want to be a great legend, you have to think out of the box.
He's produced so many masterpieces, Brahim Diaz. He was marvelous, majestic at times, but the man who has been named as player of the tournament is Sadio Mane. No other player has started more AFCON games than Sadio Mane, a man who was heavily instrumental in setting up the eventual winner. He turned possession for Senegal. He fed the ball that was eventually sent to Pape Gueye, who sent it home for the decisive moment in this final. But Mane got Senegal here, and he inspired that decisive moment.
My favorite Senegalese player of all time. I've always loved this man, ever since he was playing at Southampton.
Careful, careful. Khalilou Fadillah is listening. And maybe Al-Hajj Diouf. You're right. I mean, what he couldn't do, I mean, he could score a hat-trick in seconds.
No,
Fastest ever hat-trick in the Premier League.
The Premier League, no.
Sadio Mane.
Come up. Not only did he win Premier League titles, not only did he win Champions League, the Intercontinental titles. He's won it all, except for the World Cup.
He's inspired Senegal to 3 AFCON finals in 4 editions. He's now helped them win 2. And now I'm just thinking back to that hat-trick for Southampton over Aston Villa in 2015. It was at 176 seconds, less than 3 minutes, to score a hat-trick in the Premier League.
Yeah, imagine.
Here are some of the very best the continent has ever offered. Not just now. Brahim Diaz, Golden Boot. Sadio Mane, player of the tournament. Yassine Bounou, goalkeeper of the tournament.
And you know what's funny? Out of the 3, 2 of them are playing in the Saudi Arabian League.
That's true.
Top African footballers. Wow.
Now the match officials will receive their commemorative medals, led by Jean-Jacques Ndala of Democratic Republic of the Congo. And Sadio Mane poses with his player of the tournament trophy. The match officials, who are guardians of the game tonight in a final that was shaped by a great deal of tension and intensity, they showed composure and allowed the spectacle to breathe largely. Gilan Ngila, Gradel Mbilizi, Abongila Tom of South Africa receiving medals as well for their involvement. Pierre Acho of Gabon, who is the man in charge of the video assistant referee room.
It's been a great tournament, no matter what. This is one of the best tournaments we've had in our continent. So.
Winners for the runners-up of the competition. سيداتي وسادتي، تمنح الآن الميدالية الفضية للفريق صاحب المركز الثاني المغرب موروكو.
As the officials make way, we've seen the Fair Play Award that recognises the respect and discipline and values that bind AFCON together. We've seen the goalkeeper of the tournament so calm under pressure. We've seen the top scorer receive his accolade, and we've seen player of the tournament whose skill and influence has decided the glorious path that his side took. The officials, having received their commemorative medals, now for the runners-up. Football's hardest walk. It's all the excellence without the ultimate reward. Effort without that final embrace. For Morocco, this is hard. And under the rain in Rabat, they will receive their silver medals, led by their captain Achraf Hakimi. The players that have stood out throughout this tournament, Yassine Bounou among them, but El Yamik receiving his. That's his 24th birthday today, Anas Salahedin, and he looks utterly broken.
No, this is hard to bear, especially when you had it in your hands just some seconds away from the end. That's going to be the most painful part to live with.
But a squad that was laden with talent and ability. Yassine Bounou, Munir El Ghajwi, El Mehdi El Harar, Achraf Hakimi, Nuzair Masraoui, Soufiane Amrabat, Naif Aguerd, Roman Saiz, Cesar Zuli collecting his medal now. Mohamed Shibi, Jawad El Yamik, Adam Massina, Ait Boulal, the 19-year-old from Rennes in France, and Youssef Belhamri, a Chan champion with Morocco just last year. Unai, who's injured. Targhalin receiving now, Saibari as well. Ben Zahir, Talbi of Sunderland, Bilal El Khanous, Brahim Diaz getting his medal now as well. Still looks utterly inconsolable. Neil El Ainoui, though, who fought to play every minute of this championship, despite nearly being concussed, it seemed, at one stage with the clash of heads. Hamza Egamin is there, Soufiane Rahimi, Ilyas Akhomash, Youssef En-Nesyri, Ayoub El Kabi, all led by Walid Regragui. A team that's enjoyed one of the most dominant periods in international football anywhere. A record 19 successive wins brought to an end at this competition, and their run of 26 matches undefeated brought to an end in this final. But they have still produced glorious moments and have risen spectacularly in this tournament.
I will not let you go without talking about this stadium. You know, this is one of the most beautiful stadiums we have in the world today. And the fact that it now exists in Africa, this is unbelievable. The quality, the foresight, the state, you know, the quality of the pitch the players have to play on, the accessibility into the stadium and out of it, it's unbelievable.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to the gold medals for the champions of the Total Energies Cup Africa Cup.
The symbol of African football, shaped by history, polished by dreams, is ready to be claimed.
سيداتي وسادتي الفائزون ببطولة كأس الأمم الأفريقية توتال إنرجيز المغرب 2025 سنغال.
On foreign soil, against the odds, against the hosts, against the noise, Senegal deepen their legacy, and they are at the summit again. Sadio Mane given the honour of hoisting the trophy aloft. The Lions of Teranga standing tall, champions once more, a generation that refuses to let go of greatness and to deepen their legacy even further. This was a statement to African football. It runs from the Sahel to the Saloum, from the Dakar to the Delta. And they did it all on foreign soil yet again. Senegal are champions for a second time. It was spectacular, it was standout, it was stirring. And now they can enjoy